Hey everyone, and welcome back to the 79. AI is just exploding right now. Seems like every day there's something new and crazy happening.
Yeah, this
So
happens.
today we're diving deep into some of the biggest AI news, including two stories that honestly just blew my mind. Plus, we've got our speed round with even more AI developments you don't want to miss.
It's like we're living in the future right
I know, right? All right, so first up, a story that sounds like straight up sci-fi AI designing a protein that would take a neat, get this, 500 million years to evolve.
Wow.
500 million years. This protein, it's called SMGFP, created by evolutionary scale AI. And it's got scientists freaking out in a good way. So help me wrap my head around this. How can AI even mimic something as complex and kind of random as evolution?
It's all about the data.
Okay.
This AI, it's called ESM3, was trained on like a massive data set of protein sequences. Imagine feeding it every single piece of info about life that exists.
Oh, wow.
It basically learned all the patterns, the relationships, the rules of how proteins are built, and then it used all that knowledge to create something totally new.
So it's not just copying nature, it's like actually coming up with new stuff.
Exactly.
That's insane. So what makes this protein so special? You said it's unlike anything we see in nature, right?
Right. SMGFP only shares 58% similarity to any natural protein that we know of.
Oh, wow.
To do this, the AI made 96 very specific mutations to the protein structure. In nature, a change that big, over 500 million years, it's basically impossible. It's like the AI just skipped ahead of evolution.
That is mind-blowing. Okay, but let's bring this back down to earth for a sec.
Yeah.
What does this actually mean for, us regular folks? Are we talking real-world applications?
Absolutely. Think about it. If we can design proteins with like specific properties, the possibilities are endless.
Okay, great.
We could create new proteins for medical imaging,
Oh, wow.
make biosensors that can detect pollution or even change gene expression to fight diseases. Like, we're just scratching the surface here.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
Yeah.
So we're entering this whole new era of scientific discovery where AI is like this super powerful tool for solving some of humanity's biggest problems.
Exactly.
This one protein feels like the beginning of something huge.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, we're already seeing AI being used to design proteins that capture carbon from the air enzymes that break down plastic, and even brand new drugs for diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Okay, so we've gone from mind blown to cautiously optimistic. But let's switch gears for a minute because there's another huge story-making waves in the AI world.
Yeah.
This one's about Alibaba Cloud, the Chinese tech giant,
Yeah.
and their new large language model, Qwen2.5-Max.
Right.
It's making headlines because it's actually outperforming some of the big US-developed AI models. It feels like a real challenge to the big players in the game.
Definitely. It's a sign that the AI world is changing. Qwen 2.5 Max has scored crazy high on some major benchmark tests. Arena Hard, MT Bench, MMLU. These tests measure an AI's ability to understand and generate human-like text. Right.
And these scores put it ahead of models from companies like XAI, Google, and even the super hyped DeepSeek.
So it's not just hype. There's like real power behind this thing. Okay, but for those of us who aren't, AI experts, what do those tests actually tell us? What makes this model so special?
It's not just about power, it's about efficiency too.
Hmm?
Qwen 2.5-Max uses what's called a mixture of experts architecture. Basically, it can activate different parts of its neural network depending on the task.
Oh.
So it's more adaptable, and it could potentially cut those huge infrastructure costs by 40–60%.
So it's like having a whole team of specialized AI experts all working together, each one with their own skills to solve a problem.
Yeah, kind of like that.
That's super cool. But here's what I find really interesting. Alibaba has made the API for Qwen 2.5 Max available to developers. It seems like they're taking a totally different approach than some US tech companies.
That's a big deal. Making the API open means anyone can use Qwen 2.5-Max to build their own applications.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to democratize AI and make it more widely available, especially with all the restrictions on certain US technologies in some parts of the world, right? It feels like Alibaba is making a move to be a major player in the global AI scene.
Absolutely.
Things are getting interesting. All right, let's take a quick breather and move on to our speed round. We're going to cover a bunch of other AI news rapid fire.
Okay, I'm ready.
Great. First up, we've got news from OpenAI.
Yeah.
They've launched ChatGPT Gov. It's a special version of their chatbot designed just for U.S. government agencies.
Interesting.
It's all about security, handling sensitive data, and meeting the government's specific needs.
This shows how much AI is being used, even in like the most sensitive areas. It makes you think about how we can make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly in these situations.
For sure. Okay, next up, Hugging Face. The open source AI heroes are stepping up to recreate DeepSeek's R1 model. They want to make all the parts, the training data, the code, everything publicly available.
Wow, that's a big move.
Yeah.
It's all about transparency and collaboration in AI development. Imagine if everyone could access cutting-edge AI research.
And speaking of making AI accessible, we've got Jack Dorsey, the Twitter co-founder, is back at it. He's launched Goose, a super simple platform for building AI agents.
Oh, cool.
The idea is to make AI development so easy that anyone can do it, even if you're not a tech expert.
If it's as easy as they say, this could be huge. It could lead to a whole new wave of AI creators and tons of innovation.
All right, now for some drama, Elon Musk is accusing DeepSeek of using way more GPUs than they admitted to when they trained their R1 model. He's saying they're exaggerating their achievements, and he's concerned about the environmental impact of all this AI development.
It's a good reminder that training these massive AI models takes a ton of resources. We need to be aware of the environmental footprint of this technology.
Okay, and along those same lines, Italy, Australia, and even the U.S. Navy are all raising concerns about the potential risks of DeepSeek's AI models.
Yeah, it's serious.
Italy's data watchdog actually sent a formal request to DeepSeek because they think the data of millions of Italians could be at risk.
This shows how important it is for countries to work together on AI regulation. We need clear rules and safeguards to make sure AI is developed and used responsibly.
All right, some financial news now. SoftBank, the Japanese investment giant, is reportedly putting $500 million into Skilled AI, a robotic startup that's building a foundational model for robots.
Sounds promising.
This shows a lot of confidence in the future of robots powered by AI.
The combination of AI and robotics is definitely something to keep an eye on. We could see some major breakthroughs in all kinds of industries, from manufacturing to healthcare.
And the DeepSeek saga continues. David Sachs, who worked on AI and crypto stuff during the Trump administration, is claiming that DeepSeek used OpenAI models to train their own AI.
If that's true, it raises some big questions about intellectual property in the AI world.
Yeah.
Something we need to figure out as AI keeps evolving.
And lastly, for all the stock market folks out there, NVIDIA, the company that makes those powerful GPUs everyone's fighting over their stock price, dropped after DeepSeek's AI announcement.
Interesting.
But it looks like the market is bouncing back. It just shows how closely the stock market and AI are connected.
It's a crazy dynamic to watch. All the excitement, the competition, the investments, they all shape the AI landscape.
Wow, that was a lot. We covered so much in this first part, but we're just getting started.
Yeah.
In part 2, we'll go deeper into what all these advancements mean for you, the listener.
It's going to be good.
So stick around. There's much more to explore.
Definitely. Welcome back to the 79. My brain is still processing everything we talked about in that last segment.
I know, right? It's exciting. It's a lot. It's even a little scary, to be honest. We're talking about AI designing proteins scoring higher than humans on these tests. But what does it all actually mean for us? Like, how is this going to change our lives?
That's the million-dollar question. And I think we have to acknowledge that with all this amazing potential, there are some serious risks and challenges to think about, too.
Okay, what are we talking about here?
Well, look at all the controversy around DeepSeek's R1 model. All those accusations about them using more GPUs than they said, and the concerns from governments all over the world.
Yeah.
It shows how important transparency and accountability are in AI development. We can't just trust companies to do the right thing with AI.
So it's like the Wild West out there, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's rushing to get in on AI without any clear rules or guidelines. That's kind of a scary thought.
It is. And that's why what Hugging Face is doing, trying to recreate DeepSeek's model in an open source way, is so important.
All right.
Open source development can help with some of these concerns because it's all about transparency and collaboration. If everyone can see the code and the data companies can't hide stuff or exaggerate what they've done.
That makes sense. But wouldn't open sourcing everything also make it easier for, like, bad guys to get their hands on this powerful technology?
It's a good point. And it's something the open source community is really careful about. There are definitely challenges, but a lot of people believe the benefits of being open outweigh the risks. By working together and sharing knowledge, we can make AI development more ethical and responsible.
Okay, I see both sides of it.
That's
It's a conversation we need to keep having as AI keeps developing. But speaking of collaboration, let's go back to Alibaba for a second. Their decision to make the Qwen 2.5-Max API so open is a pretty big deal, right? It feels like they're trying to make AI more accessible for everyone.
Definitely. It's a move towards democratizing AI, taking it away from just a few big, powerful companies. It makes you wonder what the future of AI development will look like. What if we move away from this model where only a few companies control the most advanced AI?
Yeah,
What if we create a more open system where anyone with good ideas and the drive to create can be a part of it?
that's a big change. But it's exciting to think about. What if AI innovation wasn't just happening in Silicon Valley, but all over the world, with people from all kinds of backgrounds contributing?
Exactly. That could lead to a more inclusive and fair AI future where everyone benefits. But we can't ignore the downsides, even in a more open system.
Right. So what are the downsides? What are we worried about?
Well, job displacement is a huge concern. As AI gets smarter, it's going to be able to automate more and more jobs that humans used to do.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a scary thought.
Think about manufacturing, transportation, customer service. Those are all areas where AI could replace a lot of jobs.
And it's not just about jobs, right? There's also the issue of bias in AI algorithms, the potential for AI to be used for surveillance and control, and the possibility of unintended consequences as AI gets more complex and independent.
You're right, those are all major concerns. We can't just focus on the good stuff without thinking about these challenges. We need ethical frameworks, regulations, safeguards to make sure AI is used responsibly and benefits everyone.
So it's not just about the technology itself, but about how we use it. It's like we're at a crossroads, and the choices we make now will shape the future.
Exactly. And this is where everyone needs to be involved. It's not just up to tech experts and politicians. We all need to be informed and engaged in the conversation about AI. We need to ask tough questions, challenge assumptions, and hold those in power accountable.
So what can we do? We've talked about the big picture, but how will this actually affect our daily lives? How will AI change the way we live, work, and interact with the world?
Think about it. AI is already everywhere, even if we don't realize it.
Yeah.
It's behind the recommendations you see on Netflix, the personalized ads on social media, and the spam filters that keep our inboxes clean.
Okay, but those are like everyday things. I'm talking about the big changes, the things that will really shake things up.
Right. Well, in healthcare, AI is being used to develop tools that can diagnose diseases earlier and more accurately.
Oh, wow.
AI-powered robots are helping surgeons in the operating room, and personalized medicine is becoming a reality with AI tailoring treatments to each patient.
So AI could help us live longer, healthier lives.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What about other areas?
In transportation, self-driving cars are getting more advanced, which could mean fewer accidents and less traffic.
Oh, yeah.
In education, AI tutors are helping students learn at their own pace with personalized feedback and support. And in creative fields, AI is being used to make music, art, even write stories.
Wow. It's like AI is getting into every part of our lives, and it's only going to become more common in the years to come.
Yeah.
But with all this talk about AI's potential, I can't help but feel a little uneasy. Do you ever worry about where all of this is going?
Of course. AI is powerful, and like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for bad. We have to be careful, prioritize ethical considerations, and work together to make sure AI benefits everyone.
I agree completely. So where do we go from here? How do we deal with this complex and rapidly changing landscape?
Yeah.
How do we use AI for good while minimizing the risks?
Well, that's a question we'll keep exploring in part 3.
Welcome back to the 79. Man, what a journey this has been. AI-designed proteins, global tech battles, ethical dilemmas. It's wild to see how fast AI is changing our world. But like, where do we go from here? How do we make sure AI is used for good?
Yeah, it's a question everyone's asking, and there's no easy answer. But I think it starts with understanding that we're not just watching this happen. We can actually shape the future of AI.
Okay, so not just sitting back, but actually doing something. But what does that even look like? What can regular people do to influence AI?
Well, first, you got to stay informed.
Right.
The more you know about AI, what it can do, what it can't do, and the risks involved, the better you'll be able to talk about it and make good decisions about how it's developed and used.
So keep listening to podcasts like this one, right? Stay curious and learn as much as you can.
Exactly. But it's more than just listening. You got to actually join the conversation. Talk to your friends, family, coworkers about AI, share your thoughts, ask questions, challenge what you hear, and speak up about your concerns.
Engage. Don't just sit there and take it in. What else can we do?
Support organizations and projects that match your values. There are tons of groups out there working to make sure AI is developed responsibly. Advocate for ethical guidelines and ensure AI benefits everyone.
So put your money where your mouth is, donate to a cause you believe in, volunteer your time, make your voice heard.
Got it. What about in our everyday lives? Are there choices we can make that actually impact AI development?
Absolutely. Pay attention to how companies use AI.
Okay.
Support the ones that are open about what they're doing, care about user privacy, and are committed to ethical development. Be careful about the data you share online and push for better privacy protections.
So, like being a smart consumer, but for AI. Make choices that support the kind of AI future you want. I can definitely do that. Something we talked about earlier really stuck with me, and it kind of connects to this idea of individual action. It was in our speed round when we talked about Jack Dorsey's new platform, Goose.
Oh, yeah, the one that's supposed to make it super easy for anyone to build AI agents.
Hmm.
Yes, that one. It made me think, what if the future of AI isn't just about these giant, complicated models made by huge tech companies? What if it's also about regular people playing around experimenting and coming up with their own solutions using AI? Could Goose be a step towards that future?
It could be. And it's a pretty exciting thought, right? Imagine a world where AI isn't just for the tech elite, but it's a tool that empowers everyone to innovate and create.
I love that idea. A future where we're all part of the AI revolution, shaping it with our curiosity, creativity, and our commitment to using it for good. That's a great message to wrap up on. So keep learning, keep questioning, and keep pushing for an AI future that works for everyone.
And don't forget to subscribe to the 79 newsletter at the79newsletter.com. Subscribe for more deep dives into the world of AI.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below telling us what you think. We love hearing from you. Until next time, stay curious and stay engaged.